What's going on, guys? It's Jake and I'm back. I was gone for a little while, took like 5 or 6 days off, and let me explain that really quick. So I hit 200,000 subs, which is amazing, and I'll have a video on that at some point in the future, but like the day after that, my channel was kicked out of the YouTube partner program by some mistake or glitch or something, and that took a little while to finally get fixed, and it's fixed now, but it was definitely kind of scary for a little bit. But don't you worry, because I'm back, your boy's back, and we're gonna talk about some news today. Before we hop into the news, if we could get this video to 1,100 likes, that would be amazing. Haven't made a video since I hit 200K subs, and I haven't made a video in 5 or 6 days. So if you could hit that like button, that would be really awesome, guys. That would just be mwah. So the first bit of news we're going to talk about is we're going to go back to the Kill Joker rumor and leak that we talked about a week or two ago. Well, apparently the name is not Kill Joker. It's actually going to be Judgement Joker, which I like better. Kill Joker is kind of intense, but that's pretty much the whole news on Joker. I just wanted to mention the name's Judgment now. Yeah. And then we got another name, and it's actually for a Longinus this time, which is pretty crazy because honestly, I did not think that Longinus was going to make a return, just like I don't really think Spriggan is going to make a return. But apparently, a name for Longinus that has been released or rumored is Zwei? Zwei is definitely really interesting, and I'm not really sure what it means. If it means anything that I don't know, let me know in the comments down below. But we went from Lost Longinus to Nightmare to Bloody, and now Zwei. Definitely breaking the name scheme here. Now, it's not confirmed whether or not Louis is going to be coming back and using Longinus here. I kind of doubt it at this point. I feel like they're going to pull a Jean and just kind of give it to somebody else. That person's probably going to be similar to Louis in some way, but as of right now, I kind of doubt that Louis is going to come back. But now, we could get on to the actually interesting news, which is the reveal of DELTAS BEY, and he kind of has 2 of them, or sort of. It's kind of the same situation as Drum. You know how Drum has Ace, Grand, and Rock? It's kind of the same for DELTAS BEY. Something that separates Drum and Delta, though, in this whole multiple Bey thing, is that all of Drum's Beys or layer bases are right spin, while Delta's, one of them is left spin. You see, there is Venom and Erase Diaboros, and Venom is the right spin, Erase is left. Now, the pictures on these really aren't the best. They aren't the highest quality, and the lighting on them is a little weird, but I did a little bit of magic, and I was able to brighten it up a little bit, mess with the colors, and I think it's a little bit easier to see. But the first one we're going to be looking at is the Venom Diaboros, and the color scheme here is red, gold, and black, and I like the way this looks a lot. It doesn't look like it's going to be that intense or anything, like, at least just judging by the picture, it doesn't look like it has any crazy contact points, but that might be a good thing. Who knows? In my opinion, the more interesting one to look at is going to be Erase, which is the left spin layer base, and this one has a red and white color scheme, and this one looks way more aggressive, and I like this one better. In fact, the shape kind of reminds me of Bloody Longinus a little bit, except it has more blades, I guess. But I kind of want to call attention to the weight chip here, because typically, you know, they're silver because they're a silver metal. But if you look at the middle of the Bey, it's actually blue. What? Another thing that I was thinking is that if your Bey is both right and left spin, you have Venom Diaboros and Erase. Erase and Venom have, you know, right and left spin layer bases, but chips can't fit in like that. Kind of confusing, but think about this. Slash Valkyrie, or just Valkyrie in general, that chip cannot fit into the Wizard layer base because Wizard is left spin and Valkyrie is a right spin chip. And it doesn't look like you're going to be getting a right and left spin version of Diaboros. So I'm thinking what they did here is they combined the layer weight and the chip in order to have a chip that is able to be used on a right and a left spin base. So maybe they figured out a way, or they knew a way all along actually, where they could have the GT system and have dual spin bays, which is really, really awesome. I think that is great. Hopefully, like I said, that means we'll get a Spriggan at some point, but it's still obviously up in the air. This could be completely wrong. It could just be a regular chip that has a weird layer weight and it just fits into the layer bases, but it could be something completely different. Another thing that I wonder is if we'll see one of them at first. Maybe we'll see Venom Diaboros at first, like we saw Ace Dragon at first, and then a couple episodes later we'll see, you know, Erase Diaboros, and that'll be like a special one and nobody will expect it. Kind of like when Drum used Grand Dragon up against Fafnir, that same situation, or maybe we'll see both of them in the same episode. Although we won't really be seeing this bay for a while, considering it releases July 6th, which, real quick, does that break the release pattern here? Because typically things release in the middle of the month for like whenever a new series is coming out. Typically the release is like the middle of the month, but usually for every other release, it is the last Saturday or the second to last Saturday of the month. And we're getting it at the beginning of July here, which I really don't think I've ever seen before, and if that has happened before, let me know in the comments down below. Well guys, that is pretty much going to wrap up the news. We didn't really learn too much, and I think we overall have more questions than answers, but I'm pretty excited, mainly for Zwei Longinus and Venom and Erase Diaboros. I'm really excited to see what they do, and apparently these bays are going to come out during the summer, so summer is going to be pretty hype. But I do want to give a big thanks to Marudi on the WBO, because without him, I wouldn't be talking about this news. He's the one that kind of spread this news around, so I'll leave a link to him in the description down below. And I'll also leave a link to a couple of different Twitter threads that have pictures on these as well. I'll source all of my info in the description down below. But what do you guys think of Diaboros mainly? The whole dual spin gimmick here, the weight chip and the GT chip being combined. It's pretty interesting, and we have not seen that in GT so far. But that's going to wrap up this video, guys. If you liked it, make sure you hit that like button down below and hit that subscribe button, because we're past 200K at this point. But the grind never stops. So hit that subscribe button. And of course, if you made it this far into the video, I want you guys to comment hashtag welcome back in the comments down below, because this is my first video in like 5 or 6 days. So let me see those welcome backs, boys. But I'll see you guys in the next one. Have fun and bay away.